The adventures with JCS Livestock kicks off with a move of epic proportion, because they're moving a white rhino. The 3-year-old female named Pembe is moving from Colchester Zoo in Essex to Marwell Wildlife in Hampshire as part of the European breeding programme. Due to the sheer size of Pembe, certain vehicles are specially brought in just for the move. To transfer her between the zoos, JCS have brought in an 18-ton flatbed that has its very own rhino horn to show their support for rhino conservation. Ensuring the loading and unloading of this massive cargo goes as smoothly as possible, cranes are brought in by the zoos. This is the best, safest and most efficient way of making rhino moves happen. It's an early start for everyone to make sure Pembe is en route to her new home in Hampshire before Colchester Zoo opens to the public. With such a large animal, vehicles and machinery involved, the keepers want to ensure that every part of this moving operation goes like clockwork, something that Sarah Forsyth, the creator at Colchester Zoo, is on hand to ensure.
On loading day, we have to get a crane in because the box and her weighs over 4 tons probably, and then get it loaded onto the vehicle. So our concerns are right now is obviously the box is going to be lifted right up into the air, probably over our fencing onto the vehicle behind us. So it's quite a nervous time. Obviously the crane company are a very professional company and they know exactly what they're doing and they've done all their risk assessments for it. But yeah, this is the next nervous bit of the move.
The first part of the move was to get Pembe in the crate, something that the keeping team at Colchester had been crate training her to do for months, which paid off perfectly.
Who's a good girl? Hello.
Good girl.
Good girl, Pembe. Good girl. Good girl.
Okay. Good girl.
Once loaded, it was time to get her airborne and safely onto the back of the lorry so that she could set off on her adventure. As that was happening, her keepers were preparing to say goodbye, as head keeper of Hoofstock at Colchester Zoo, Joanne Rowe, explains.
The team are obviously quite upset at obviously losing Pembe, but brilliant in the same sense that she's going to a new breeding programme and she's got a handsome little boyfriend to head off to.
Once on the lorry, this precious cargo was rigorously strapped down and sent on her way. The one worry about the move was rain or thunder and lightning whilst trying to load Pembe. Thankfully, only once they were on the motorway did the heavens open. That didn't slow down the drive though, as JCS ensured she made it to Marwell in good time, where their keepers were waiting to meet her. Again, with a crane on hand to unload, her crate was positioned and her new keepers watched eagerly as Pembe followed instructions and slowly backed out of the crate to take in her new house.
Pembe, back up. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Pembe. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Pembe. Do you want me to keep backing her up? Pembe, back up. Good girl, Pembe. Good girl. Good girl. Pembe, back up. Pembe, back up. Good girl.
Once fully in the enclosure, it was time for her new keepers to get excited for the hope of rhino calves at Marwell in the future, as Ian Goodwin, the collection manager of Hoofstock, explained.
We brought a new male in last year also as well, it's the same age as she is, which is 3 years old. So the potential is now that them two in a few years' time will start breeding as part of the EP breeding programme for white rhinos. So it's a big thing for Marwell now. We haven't bred rhinos now for several years, and it's a big thing now for us to get back into white rhinos in the new facilities and hopefully start breeding for the EP again.
With Pembe successfully transferred, it was time to head back to headquarters and prepare for the next animal move, with fingers crossed that this beautiful girl is hopefully going to become a mum at Marwell in the not too distant future and play a vital role in the ongoing work zoos are doing to preserve her species.